Philip Lader's daughter, Mary Catherine, is the CEO of Uniswap. Uniswap is the company FTX and Citadel used to tokenize share to destroy shareholder value, and his son, Jeremy Aaron, is on the take. That is correct. Philip Lader, on AMC board of directors, who Adam Aaron claims to have known for quite a bit, which is interesting to say the least. His daughter is the CEO of Uniswap, which is the company that is involved with all of these tokenized shares to infinitely short AMC's price down to zero, which is also where you saw these 8 quadrillion tokens, 8 quadrillion shares backed 1-to-1. And overall, it is a huge conflict of interest, with also Mary Lader, the COO of digital wealth at BlackRock, which BlackRock owning and shorting AMC, lending out their shares. And touching on this, including David Aaron, all of them went to Harvard Business School together. We talked yesterday a little bit about Terra Capital, which is the entity who purchased Ape and is putting their shares towards the conversion, towards the yes on the reverse split and the conversion, which is 60 million plus shares. They were buying and selling almost day to day on Ape since inception of Ape. What is going on, guys? Lotterysox here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel if you're new. Today we have a lot to talk about. As you can see, there is a lot of stuff to clear up. And at this point in time, I have no idea whether I vote yes or whether I vote no on the upcoming meeting with the conversion and the reverse split. Without further ado, we're going to provide all the information for you so you don't have to watch another AMC video today like we always do. So hit that subscribe button, turn post notifications on, and hit the like button. It is all free, and that is all I ask. Let's get into the video. So aside from all the AMC stuff, FTX bought its way to become the most regulated crypto exchange. FTX bought a 10% stake in IEX with an option to acquire 100%. FTX spent $2 billion on acquisitions for regulatory purposes. Documents show FTX saw its regulatory status as a way of luring new capital from major investors. So FTX hires Citadel, and then they buy their way into being the most regulated crypto exchange, which was essentially the least regulated crypto exchange and the most corrupt crypto exchange, which turned into a huge Ponzi scheme. And the CEO of the entire thing has been released on bail and is still living a decent lifestyle. AMTD Digital was up 240% today with no halts. The hedgies probably long on this stock and using it to balance out their margin calls. Only halts are in AMC and Ape. SEC, DOJ, any comments? So are the hedge funds close to margin calls? Because HKD was pumping and TD Ameritrade turned off day trading buy power for Tesla stock. Now, if you don't know, HKD, one of these low float plays that IPO'd on the Hong Kong exchange, had a huge rally, and there was theories behind it that the institutions were running this in some form of way to regain capital. And essentially most, including the Big Short, are short Tesla stock, including Bill Gates. So does this huge loop mean that the hedge funds are close to margin calls? What do you guys think down below? With that being said, the market isn't doing that well, but we'll touch on that in a minute. Putin has ordered to ceasefire in Ukraine for the next 48 hours, which is pretty interesting because Russia Christmas is on January 7th. Did he do this for the holidays? If he did, great. And if he did, that is still just fucked up. Like, we'll come back to killing your people after Christmas. Let's just take a little bit of a break. Finally, crypto lender Genesis lays off 30% of staff, and judge rules that Celsius users gave up legal rights to their Bitcoin by using the platform, and all the 4.2 billion of crypto deposits are now property of Celsius, which is a reminder to take your Bitcoin off exchanges. Breaking news, London Metal Exchange chairman is stepping down, and Amazon to lay off over 17,000 workers. The European Central Bank says self-custody Bitcoin wallets need to be regulated. And finally, a majority of voters think the economy will be in worse shape in 2023. What do you guys think down below? Now to touch on some AMC numbers, according to Ortex, 21.39% short interest. Cost to borrow average 255% with the max at 268, and Stock Tracker is showing something different. We'll touch on that in a minute. Also 7.46% short interest on Ape, and the cost to borrow fee is extremely low on Ape as well. According to Stock Tracker, 1 million shares available to borrow on AMC at the most recent fee of 102%. Now what we know is anybody short borrowing shares is literally paying just as much as their position. So either way, we know shorts are trapped in AMC. We've known that for quite a bit. The options chain we're losing on calls to puts in the money 5,000 to 31,000. We're coming up on that yearly expiration January 20th, which is going to be just a crazy week in general, so tune in for that week. In my opinion, that week has a good chance for the market to actually make its dump, which I'm going to talk about in 1 second. GameStop, 150,000 shares available to borrow at a recent fee of 22%. And there is barely any calls compared to 12,000 puts in the money. Now, before we get into the charts, a huge thank you to the sponsor of today's video, Moomoo. Moomoo is offering you up to 15 free stocks and a chance to win $60,000 for just signing up and depositing. So use my link pinned in the top comments or in the description down below to go do so. All right, guys, GameStop and AMC continue to make new relative lows, which is very scary because we don't know where they are going to bottom out. But the next spots I am looking at for GameStop is $15.15 as a low. However, we did enter the demand zone that we talked about a day or two ago. So GameStop could get a bounce any time between now and a couple weeks from now, and depending on what the overall S&P 500 does, depending on if it crashes or rallies, it will affect AMC and GameStop. How will it affect it if the SPY crashes, if the SPY dies? That is for another video that I will be making for you, so I have post notifications on for that. But for GameStop, I am watching $15.15 as a low for a bounce. And as for AMC, we didn't quite get into this box that I'm waiting to get into. We do have that $3.18 gap fill as a low. When that does fill, I expect AMC to bounce off of there, but again, it is all going to correlate on how the S&P 500 acts over the next couple of weeks, and I actually do see something playing out. Every time the S&P 500 consolidates like this, it has a major break to the upside or the downside, and I don't see power behind a major break to the upside. We would have to break out of this parallel channel at 396 and then overall 420 to actually get a rally, which is far away, and I don't see the economy having power backed behind a move that big in the S&P 500 and for it to climb for another 10 years. I think the S&P 500 still has to see a low, and I see $352 and lower just a couple weeks away, so get ready for that, for the S&P 500 to create a new low. Now, before we close out the video, I actually have a few other things I pulled up that I just wanted to cover. Credit defaults are set to more than double in Europe this year, to levels approaching the worst days of the global coronavirus pandemic. There's currently a gold rush in Egypt as its currency collapses and gold is at record highs. The local gold market is now disoriented, with some merchants suspending buying and selling operations until the market stabilizes. This is what happens when you have a currency crisis. Twitter is cutting employee benefits starting this quarter. New York Attorney General sues Celsius co-founder Alex for making false statements to investors. And as the London Metal Exchange is being sued for nearly $500 million after canceling orders during the nickel mania last year, it would have forced a $20 billion margin call if it did not do so. Now metal stockpiles at LME are at a 25-year low. Enjoy the show, and that is exactly what I have to say as well. Closing out the video, apparently Citadel posted the record revenues for hedge fund and securities businesses. They are definitely running a Ponzi scheme, and retail is looking into it. That is what I got for you guys for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed watching or found value out of the video. Make sure to use my link to get your free stocks and join the Discord. Also, using my link, once you download and open an account through Moomoo, you just have to deposit any amount. It can literally be $1. You will get these benefits. And guys, 60% of you are not subscribed to the channel and you keep coming back to my videos, so make sure to go do that. Hopefully I covered everything that there is to cover for you guys. Now, I asked for one favor, and I actually do need help. I have 50% of information that is right to vote no and right to vote yes on the conversion and the split, and I am honestly just stuck in the middle. Initially I came out, I said I'm voting yes. There's no reason to vote no. Now it's just sketchy, to say the least. That is it, guys. I love you all. Lottery Stocks out.